Hopefully this time it works. The last few times I tried to do streaming, it's just crashed. Just getting everything up and running. 2 minutes. Cool. That should be working. Let's get started then. G'day lads, MysticEye here. Today I'm playing Hand of Fate 2. I played the first one of this on Xbox ages ago, probably a year, maybe 2 years ago. And it's probably one of the most interesting games I've played, gameplay wise. Because what you actually do is you meet the game master, and the Hand of Fate it's referring to a hand of cards. And as you draw his cards, you sort of go on this adventure, and he sort of lays them out on his table like in a weird pattern, and you go across them in the pattern, and you follow it like it's a path. And each time you step on one, it gets turned over, and you see what it is. The things that they found up, sometimes they're just enemies that you have to fight, sometimes it's weapons that you found or discovered. A lot of the time though, it's some kind of interaction with another person, not another player person, but an NPC. You'll see what I mean. It's hard to describe, but as you go, you actually, when they get into the fights, it goes third person, and the fighting style is actually very similar to Assassin's Creed, or well, back when Assassin's Creed was good, relatively today, or the Batman games, because like it's got like the alerts, the counters, the.
Your memories are fading even now, gone to form the soul of the game we play. These pieces are new, as are the stakes. Life, death, and vengeance. We must ride, for time is short, and you have much to learn. Make your first choice,
at the end of the last game,
and let us set these wheels in motion once more.
By the way. What am I doing? I probably should listen to him instead of talking.
These cards represent your history and our game. We know where they end, for you are here. Therefore, these cards must guide you to my side. Let us see what the journey holds. The fool steps into nothingness, because they know no better. In the same way, you must step into the void. You are a blank slate, and together we will write your history.
You stumbled many miles through this forest in search of the thieves who robbed you. Exhausted and hungry, you were determined to reclaim your father's amulet.
Every element of the game has been improved, even those that seem at first glance familiar. Do not worry, you will soon understand the nuances.
Okay. Apparently I got there through hyperspace. Violence for the sake of violence and theft for the sake of money. Thieves attack frequently and can evade standard attacks, making heavy weapons less effective. Oh yay. So I've actually got allies now, that's cool. In all the other games, everything was always just me versus everyone else. Finish it. And that's pretty much the same. Okay. This looks a lot better than the other one did. Cool. That looks awesome. It used to look, decent, but it wasn't really anything to sort of, praise that much. But that actually looks way better than it used to. So, well done, developers. The farmers fumble in their haversack. That was a haversack. I guess like a knapsack, just a food bag. Thank you, adventurer. I'm sure that after they took our food, they would have taken our lives as well. Well, actually, they said that they don't want to kill people, but hey. Yummy, yummy. The leader must still have it. You're set to your feet, determined to find him. A friend indeed. While enjoying a moment beside the fire, you spy a strange figure approaching your camp. It's a goblin dressed in what must pass for a goblin finery. From beneath a filthy fox pelt serving as an ill-fitting wig, the goblin winks at you with wild red eyes. I wonder if this is Mr. Lionel, because Mr. Lionel was actually a goblin that you can meet in the other game. He'd always be hiding at a tavern. And he was a bit of a weird one, like, you could do something different with him every time and always have a different result. Because like, you can give him some money, like you give like 2 gold, and he give you like 50 food. Because everything was very random with him, so it was a bit of a wild card. But he was always good to run into, because it usually meant that you're getting something cool. I've been roaming for hours trying to find you. We must get this over with quickly, if I have any hope of getting to all the people on my list before sunrise. It lowers the sack from its shoulder. Now, from within my sack, I can conjure whatever your heart desires. Yeah, definitely Mr. Lionel. Because he said the same thing. The goblin's voice trails off as he examines his sack. Well, I could, if there wasn't a brimming great big hole in it. Yeah, a hole. You stick your hand through it, grab stuff out. His head disappears entirely into the bag and his bulbous nose protrudes from the breach. Couldn't read that for a sec. And your plan then? The goblin pulls out his last trinkets. Oh, I'm guessing I get to pick one. I'll go with the axe. For my own things blocking it, I can't read that. Yeah, nope, still can't see it. Just critical shire, armor breaker, heavy. Just read the image. Critical star, repulsed. One ended. I do the warriors because I've always preferred the brute force method when it comes to fighting in games, and it does way more damage than the sword does. So, a wise choice. Now I must go. There are many others I must visit before I can rest. The goblin runs off into the night, his fox wig flapping in the evening breeze. Fox wig flapping. That's really fun to say for some reason. You can change equipment in the inventory. Okay. Inventory. Huh. Okie dokie then. Let's do it.
This card has a token. Can you find it?
Right there. Your journey through the forest is interrupted by an inquisitive child. Are you searching for the forest folk? My uncle says that they used to walk these woods giving out gifts. I went to Farwan and asked for a lemon cake. Fair enough, lemon cakes are delicious. As they dash off to peer under a nearby log, the child shouts back, Remember, if you meet the forest folk, get me a lemon cake. In the other direction, an eerie song hangs in the air to attempt to find its origin. You follow the song through thicket and stream until you find an open glade bathed in golden sunlight. You find an aged maiden, her posture bent like the boughs of a forest. It has been 12 years. It's been 12 years since I had a visitor. Her voice is a whisper, yet it thunders in your ears. You must visit me when you are in need, adventurer.
This is yours now. Even if you lose the challenge, you have earned this token. Nothing could be more fitting now than meeting the mage who started this all. Or at least, started it all for you.
And you get the subtitles on because I can barely hear what he's saying. A trail of fallen trees and distraught farmers leads you to the thieves who had stolen your amulet. It seems the infighting has only gotten worse. The bandits surround their former leader, weapons drawn. Everyone will get their fair share. There's no need for violence, the leader implores. Whoever heard of a thief talk about fair share, spits one. You turn up and boss us around, we've barely stabbed anyone. It's been days since I've stabbed someone, days! That's a good thing. You know, maybe not stab so much. I heard it's unpleasant. The leader notices you approaching and waves your hand. As much as I love to continue this discussion regarding stabbings, I'm afraid I have urgent business with my associate here. You might be your associate, fuck off. As he grins to you, he whispers, keep me alive and there'll be plenty of gold for your trouble. Gold cannot replace the amulet you stole. He holds up a finger. First rule of negotiating. Never let them know what you want. Give me assistance and I will gladly return your effort. Even ever reliable, the thieves draw the blades to mug you. Oh, he's dead. No. Enjoy your weapons and prepare to deal with the miscreants. It'd be cool if it wasn't so spotty. Very nice. Bye bye. The fighting's way improved. I'm actually very impressed. Like before, you'd have like your different weapons and everything, but for the most part, it would be the same attack over and over again, regardless of what weapon you had. It would just do different amounts of damage. That one though, it's actually got two-handed weapons, and they've got their own fighting styles to it, which you didn't have in the first one, which is really cool. With the battle resolved, the thief leader nods in approval of the carnage before him. He holds out a hand. The name is Malaclips. Huh? Bard extraordinaire. His smile fades under your withering glare. Sensing your anger, he raises his hands and surrender. Wait, let's not be hasty. We're on the same side here, and I'm an upstanding citizen just like you. I've been working with the thieves, yes, but only for the greater good. You weren't in charge of them. No, really, they were killing people before I came along. I know it seems bad, but look. He pulls out an amulet from his pockets and pushes it into your hands. All is forgiven, yes? Gave me the wrong amulet. Oh, come on. So, lion, Egyptian guy, bull or crow? I don't know what difference these make. So I'm just going to go with the Egyptian guy because I like Egyptian. The Sun King Amulet. It suits you very well with facial structure. Very strong facial structure. So you know what? I'm lonely, you're lonely. We should work together. It's a very weird way to make a friend. We should probably get to know one another, seeing as we're going to be friends for life, Malaclips says. Tell me, where are you from? We actually get to customize our characters. Oh, that's cool. There was absolutely zero customization in the previous game. It was just, you were this dude and that was it. There was nothing else to it. Because the customization that they had was you can get different armor. And some of the armors are really cool. That's good. This will be here, I'm guessing. Mohawk. Are they all Mohawks? It's like a reverse pompadour. What's that one called? A scarlet? Where it goes... No, scarlet's only half. Never mind. Oh, cool. Don't know what difference that makes, but... I'm just gonna leave that. Oh, I get to choose my colouring. Nice. Yeah, go with that. Finish. Cool. From the Eastern Belt, eh? You don't say. Good source from the Eastern Belt. Very trusting. Oh, by the way, we, friend, owe money to Vignus of the Thieves Guild. Eye roll. He's quite angry at us. We should journey to Murbridge together to appease him. Some gold might help. Although, come to think of it, I'm rather busy. Malaclip. I'm not sure how to pronounce that. Malaclipsy? Eyes are pretty trader harking out the road. So, we best if you get the gold and I'll meet you there. That's pathetic.
Let us learn what sort you are. Strong,
competition, no strength at
clever,
shut up.
Wise. The circumstances under which you come here put the lie to that.
The gold prize is available to the winner. In the first round of the competition, your opponent is the diminutive Roland, a halfling from a travelling troupe of acrobats. I cannot pronounce that. Diminutive.
These dice are another small game embedded in our game.
So am I trying to get to 10 or above 10? Do I have to land exactly? I don't know. Let's find it. So 1, 3, 9. Well, if I pick the 6, it'll be impossible to get higher, so I'm going to leave that. If I take the 2, I'll then have 7. Need to roll 3. I've got the same odds of getting the right number if I go with either one of these, so I'm just going to go with that one. Because I like the skull. It smells cool. I wonder if all this makes a difference. Like actually moving it. Okay, so I want a 3.
Victory. You are learning.
I thought it has to just go above that target then. Okay then. So it's best to take the smallest. Good to know. Roland is no match for his strength. He gives a disappointed backflip off the table and collects his meager winnings, then cartwheels out the door. Okay then. Yay, I got money! You take your reward from the purser on the way out the tavern. When you return, you complete in the next round. When you return, you will compete in the next round for a larger prize. Good. Okay, done.
The roads have become even more deadly since the Empire has come to power, despite their promises of the opposite.
The The road ahead is blocked by an overturned carriage and a woman calling for help. "Please help," she cries. "I've been robbed by a band of thugs. Is there anything you can do?" Assist the distressed woman. Last target 12. Okay. Where'd he go? 578. That one. And need to get 5 higher. Bollocks.
The dice are fair, and thus you have lost this round.
Bitch. That's cool, then. Things like that in the other game were earlier on when I had the cards and they were sort of like coming together and pulling apart, you had to choose a success or a failure. That used to be just nothing like that when it comes to things like this, to helping people. Now it's got dice rolls, which is pretty cool. That's more luck than actually working it out, because if you focus, you can actually see where the cards are going. It wasn't just random. Like you can see like what order they was taking in, but on the dice you can't really do that, which is a bit frustrating. But you know, it's still good. It's a good mechanic. I like it. And it's a lot like it's a lot like Dungeons and Dragons. It's a bit more. I don't know. For it. It's just it's interesting. Like, you know, you have to roll a 12 or higher to hit him or some shit like that. I've never played D&D. I wanted to. Well, me and my mate actually been talking about trying to get a game of D&D together, but neither one of us knows how to set it up. So, and 4, 9, 10. Cool. You find some food amongst their possessions. Nice. Nice again.
Celebrations in aid of what? You see how quickly the actions of the usurper are turned into tales for children.
Nearing the sleepy hamlet of Dulwich, you find the villagers in the midst of some kind of celebration. Most of the activity concerns a large paper and wood statue depicting a fearsome warrior looming triumphantly over a prone lizardman. Follow the parade, ask what's going on, carry on. Ask what's going on. A friendly stable hand explains, in a bygone age, our town was beset by half men, half lizards. There was no food, no respite, and very little hope. That's me! I did that in the previous game. That's good. Salvation came in the form of an aimless warrior who hunted the beasts. For a little more than a handful of coins and a crust of bread. I actually got a lot of stuff for doing that. He smiles warmly at the festivities. We honour the warrior like this. The statue is filled with food and gold, and we take turns smashing it to bits with a club. You're welcome to join us, and may you keep whatever falls out. So it's a piñata. They made a piñata out of me. That's cool. The parade and statue are winding their way into the town and almost out of sight. Yeah, let's go with them. The parade ends in the town square. You watch as the villagers take turns smashing their statue with a club and gathering the food and gold spills out. A local notices your interest and asks if I would like to turn. Oh yeah! Hey! See? That wasn't a chance, I actually saw it go there. You bring the club down with a thunderous crack that silences the crowd. As the statue splits open, they erupt into a boisterous roar. Coins and sweets flow freely from the huge cavity you created. Oh, that cavity. Sweets, yeah, cavities. Funny. Wordplay. You survey the spoils and try to scoop them up before anyone else can. I was gonna choose. Oh, no, I don't. Crap, I didn't see which was which. Yes, I'll try and gather more. These are the spoils and try to scoop them up before anyone else can. Ooh, feather. Go get the feather. Money. So the more I try, the less, the more failures it's got. It's going to be 2 failures this time, I bet. There it is. Nah, that's it.
Water is a symbol for the many thoughts that churn beneath the surface. What is it you're thinking of? What concern is worrying at your mind?
Shut up.
Let it fall into the waters beneath.
While crossing a stone bridge, you suddenly find yourself confronted by a villainous band. Like, you could stand and fight the fiends, or throw yourself to the mercy of the river below. Stand and fight, or leap into the river. I choose leap into the river. You dive over the side of the bridge just in time, plunging into the cold water. Turns out the water's deep and you smack your skull off the top of it. Very well freaking done. That was a horrible roll. Let's do it again. Wait, it's impossible to get the target now. The highest I can get now is 9, even if this lands on 6. So, reroll. Get out. Sometime later you wash ashore, soaked and battered. The dealer moves you to a random encounter card. Thank you. That was actually helpful.
Here we come to the end of the beginning. Running hands for
as the sun begins to dip below the horizon.
This will become a theme, I dare say.
You find Malaclips pursuing a selection of cheeses by the market. A perusing. Ah, if it isn't my good friend the adventurer. Did you bring the gold? Bigness has arranged to meet at the graveyard. Oh, excuse me. You wonder whether there's... excuse me. Yawn. You wonder whether the spot was chosen for its seclusion or the easy body disposal. Probably both. Vignes greets Malaclips with a sly grin. Looks like you turn up after all, and with a lucky in tow. We had our doubts, you know. Vignes snucks and giggles. Well now, Malaclips, convince me. What's to stop me cutting off your head today? You reveal your gold and Malaclips scrounges in his pockets for something. I hate you, Malaclips. The heavy satchel of riches lands at Vignes' feet with a thud that echoes through the silence of the cemetery. I'll use more money. That's our deal done, Malaclips says. Warrior obvious in his voice. No need for any further troubles. I'm sorry, Mal, Vignes grins. You should have known the guild were never going to let you pay with stolen cash from our members in the first place. Oh yay. Boss fight. Vignes thinks something I can't see that. Treacherous and greedy are a dangerous combination. Anarchists throw flaming bombs that cause fire damage. Your armor is no use to you here. Well, great. Malaclips scratches his chin thoughtfully. It seems you could do with someone savvy to help you navigate these tricky matters of diplomacy. Like, maybe killing everyone wasn't the best idea. We kill you next, prick. Come, Let us discuss our partnership over an ale or two. Yeah, you're buying the fool.
Well done. You have cleared the first challenge, and now we can move on to the next.
So these are things that then get added to the deck of the card, to the deck of cards, and as it's gone through, these could actually end up being one of the things I end up landing on, so I can actually get all these things. I can see there that Market Thief has another jewel on it, which then unlocks more cards, and that keeps going on and on. You eventually build up the deck. It's like 3 times the size that it is when you originally start off. Man, look, this is a problem. I'm not surprised he has a problem. Like, even not even a little bit. Finding the forest folk. Hey, it's the old maiden. She's in the first game as well. Although she's actually a young maiden in that one, so you can ask for food, gold, or extra health from her. You can increase your maximum HP in this game. Probably the same thing. I don't know. I love how this little part they're tying everything together.
Welcome to my challenges. Together, we will traverse 22 paths of wisdom and despair in the hope of awakening.
Okay. Just gonna see if I can find subtitles. No, because I don't know if it's copyright or not. I've gotten into the habit of turning off the music whenever I do recordings because I don't want to get in trouble. So let's go. Right. Rescue the missing Empire soldiers from a town plagued with corruption. So actually, okay then. I'm very confused. I have no idea what's going on. Oh, so I actually get allies now. I can build up a party. Oh, that's cool. That's very cool.
All mages are my children. This one, however, I would rather disown.
Oh, stop. These are all new and I want to find out what happens with them, so then I can choose what shields and shit to show up. Let's get them all. Okay, cool. So I'm building on my own deck now.
A casual call to heroism. How many adventures start thus? For 100 years I have thought about nothing but the game. I was defeated. It is true. I became complacent long before then. I thought I knew everything about the game and what it could be. Now you see before you the extent of my research. I have crafted this game anew.
It really has. The way that this game went the first time around, it was basically in a typical deck of cards. You've got Jack, Queens, and Kings, and then you have got the diamonds, the hearts, the clubs, and the spades. In the other one, you had Ratmen, bandits, lizardmen, and one other that I can't remember. And those were the four. The spade, diamond, heart, blah blah blah. Whatever they're called, I don't play cards, so I don't know the terminology for everything. But then you would have like the queen of demons, or the queen of bandits, or the queen of rats, or something like that. You've also got Jack, Queen, and King, and you had to go through each one. You had to fight you had to go to the Jack of Ratmen. Ratmen were the weakest. So
I am right here,
and
we have things to do.
I'm talking. And you had to go through the path, then fight all the way through, collecting armor, weapons, and everything from the guards that you were just picking up. That I was just picking up then, and you'll get stronger as you go. You could increase your life, you probably lose some of it, and you get weapons, you can get powers, and then you get to the end, you fight him along with his the rest of his gang, so him plus some of his members, and you had to do that with for the Ratman, you had to do it for the Jack of Ratman, the Queen of Ratman, the King of Ratman. All the Jacks, they have some kind of throwing ability. Like that guy there, he had fire attacks. He threw bombs and he breathed fire. The other Jacks did that as well. Can't remember what they call these ones now. So he's not using the same system we used to. The Queens had they put down like a sort of turret, and it would shoot shit at you as you were trying to fight. And then the Kings, they were just really strong. They were a bit OP. You had to dodge everything because you couldn't counter anything. And if you got hit, odds are you died. And that was pretty much the whole game. You just did that over and over and over again. And eventually, once you beat them all, you can go into endless mode, and you just traverse further and further into the dungeon. I think each one of these things on the table, that would be one level. And so each time you got to the end, he would make a new level, and you have to go keep going back and forth, and you get further and further down the dungeon. I think my record was probably about 67 or something like that, roughly that. Got about another 20 minutes, so let's see what happens. The whispers speak of trouble at the edge of the Empire. The town of Westwind is suffering against the Blades. Head to Westwind. You return to the markers and ask if any traders headed to Westwind might need an escort. There are 3 options: a stonemason, a food wagon, and a weaponsmith. I'll go to the weaponsmith. You arrange an uncomfortable ride jammed in among the many tools of weaponsmiths headed for far west. I've got a weapon! Yay! That's what I was hoping for. Whispers from the west. You arrive at the town of Westwind. To defend the town, you'll need to locate as many Empire soldiers as you can before the Blight invades. Okay.
Commerce thrives in even the most unusual of locations.
Okay. Might as well sell my crappy sword. Oh, no. I want my sword. I like my sword. So he doesn't want anything except my warrior's axe. Naturally. What equipment you got? I've got 2-handed weapons, so there's no point getting a shield, is there? Yeah. Food's always good. Every time you take a step, you lose 1 food. And if you're damaged though, every time you eat food, you heal just a little bit. If you run out of food, every time you take a step, you start starving, and your health goes down bit by bit. So you can actually die without even having to fight anyone. You just keep walking around all over the place. There's no difference between these. Okie dokes.
In my day, thieves kept their distance. None would pickpocket a mage for fear of failure, or worse, success.
Nice. The Market Bazaar is a hive of activity. Traders from across the lands call out to passers-by to sell their wares. As the sun beats down on the crowded street, you pause briefly to draw water from the fountain. You feel something tug on the inside of your tunic. Turning quickly, you discover a pickpocket making off with some of your belongings. I'm gonna kill you. I just bought those. Jump to your feet and catch a glimpse of the thief as they weave through the crowd.
Now you wager for more than mere success and failure. You choose the very stakes themselves.
The thief is nimble, but you manage to game on them as they negotiate the crowd. With the thief almost at arm's reach, they knock over a barrel of apples in an attempt to hinder you. Crap. The apples roll across the ground in front of you, and you lose your footing and land squarely on your back. The thief gets away. Bollocks. As you get to the feet, the fruit stall owner yells at you, "Oh, you just bought them good apples. Yeah, better pay for that." Fuck.
Your supplies are running low. Make your choices carefully.
Stranded nope. I thought men left me here to fight them off, but the brawl has now dispersed into the forest. That all appears fearfully at the tree line. If you stay me here and protect me, I can pay. Yeah, okay. I missed it. Damn. Glad to see you out here making friends while we split our blood to protect you. Too fast. Even death at the hands of a corrupted fiend would be better than carrying this wet blanket any further. This is one of the soldiers. It says one of the soldiers. You're missing a word of there, mate. As you return to West Wind, you can hear the wails of the stranded nobleman pushed to his carriage. Bye bye.
The Empire reaches too far. The North has gone from a loose collection of tribes to something to truly fear.
That's nice. You find some Imperial soldiers strung up by Northerners. Fight to free them.
Let us see if the mage can help you here.
What mage? I'm assuming he's not talking about himself, because if this goes like the past game, he's going to try and kill me in the end. Because he's a dead game. Okay.
If nothing else, I'll get a song out of this.
Big enough sword then, mate? It's about the size of my go.
Like a compass, it indicates the truth of all directions.
Okay. That's nice. 3 4. I've got more recruits.
Here we begin to see one of the small ways I've changed the game. Each challenge differs both in their rules and their objectives. Even those cards, which were once the stairs, now vary per challenge, as you will see.
The West Wind Tower bell chimes feverishly. The town crier bellows, "It's corrupted inside the town! They break through the sewers and into... Lucy Lane? No. Our brave soldiers have gone down there to sort it out." But wait. Join the soldiers. Phew. There's a lot more variety now with the type of cards you get, because there wasn't that many in the first one, but there's a lot more now. Which I like, so cool. Very good. Ooh. These guys are ugly. The first touches of corruption bring forth the darkest elements of their victims. Infected enemies are feeble, causing them to become knocked down when hunters alert. Use a finisher before they recover. Okay, dokes. Da-da-da! Oh, of course, that happens. As you can. Don't worry, guys, I've got it. stand there with your swords in your hand. With the corrupted threat removed, you can ensure that these soldiers survive to aid the town's defense. Yay! The soldiers help you scavenge what you can from the remains of the poor souls taken by the corruption. I might go with a shield if I'm fighting with a sword now.
A shield in more ways than one.
That's nice. I'm not sure I want the food that those guys are holding. It didn't seem to agree with me. General store. I need food. Give me food. Give me some fucking food. I've got no money for food. Oh shit. Sell equipment. I'll sell that thingy. Yeah, I'll sell this one too. I need the money, so. Hang on to the blade though. Now I'll buy food. Really? He's selling my own stuff back to me? No, leave. 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 Fuck off. There we go.
Always treat those who feed you with respect. Even I stand by this rule, and I have respect for few.
You chance upon a wooden cart, overflowing with pears, pies, and many other items, and many items otherwise. You chance upon a wooden cart, overflowing with pears, pies, and many items otherwise. Who wrote this, Dr. Zeus? A wonderful smell wafts from the cart. Anakin shakes his head. Poor old Chester. This is why you should never be seduced by the wiles of women, coin slave. They will break your heart and leave you selling your lemon tarts with little business sense. Did he just call me coin slave? The old farmer halts his wares to pass by. Tarts, pies, and exotic lies. Just a glance at two passing lovers walking hand in hand. I think I've actually met this guy. First of all, I think it is, you actually have to help him and the girl that he's in love with escape from her overgrown father because she was a noble. So apparently that didn't go very well. Let's go with an exotic lie. These nomads, you can't trust them. Passes you a fruit. This is by all accounts a lemon, except that it is the size of a large melon. Okay. Coming into our lands, stealing our hearts. Oh bollocks. Wait, double bollocks. No, I don't want it. Fuck off.
Age turns us all. She has done rather better than I in the time that has passed.
It's not hard. It's not hard. You did horribly. I'm surprised you're alive. Walking through a shady forest, you encounter a frail old maiden. She stops to greet you. For centuries, I have helped the mortals who find themselves lost in my forest. Is there anything that may help you with your journey? Money. No amount of gold would satisfy a mortal, but if that is what you wish. Her ancient voice falters on the words as if unused.
Now your chance presents itself. At last, stand in the defense of the peasantry.
Not yet.
Noble traits you display already.
Shut up.
They got themselves into this mess. I don't see why you should get them out.
Because I'm a nice guy. Might be a little bit of a wanker, but hey, they don't know that. Just realised that because of the angle of the camera, you're kind of looking at my nose the whole video. the frozen darkness of the far north they come. Northerners can perform a combo attack. Use riposte with single-hand weapons to deal with extra damage immediately after you defend. Okay. He did not. Gain 2 recruits.
In your life, you will have wandered endless intersections, yet this one sticks with you. Why? What is it in your memory that catches here? Your companion has his own story to tell. We must wonder if this is a tale of a hero or a villain.
Merc, Malcolms calls to the creature, arms outstretched. I have a favor to ask you, my handsome friend. The greasy goblin man raises a hand to stop the last battle. 10 gold for us, you know that. You're starting to dislike Malcolms. Okay. Eat a luminous purple flower, eat a forget-me-not, eat a daisy. I'm gonna eat the forget-me-not. Come on. 6, 9, 11. Not bad. Okay. Seriously? That's literally the one thing that it could have done that would have made it worse. Bollocks. Oh, I really don't like you, Malcolm.
Another chance to redeem yourself. Let's see how you handle it this time.
4 stew, 1 stew. You scout the land and brought together every available empire soldier to the defensive investment. Yay! I've got a blight terror. I've got a terror of blight, 3 of blight, and another 3 of blight. Give a rousing speech. Grab. Hey! Your rousing speech imbues the soldiers with confidence and zeal. That's nice. Hope this fight doesn't take too long. My recording's going to cut me off in a few minutes. You've got something on your everything. As the final vestiges of humanity are raised, terror awakes. Use Brash to break the terror's corrupted armor and defeat it with a finisher before it regenerates. Okay. In other words, hit him really hard. Jump harder.
A mighty creature of chaos felled by your power.
Damn right.
Does it satisfy you, this bloodshed? Knowing those you destroy were once simple peasants, going about their day.
Shut up. Once the corrupted behemoth falls, the rest of the minions flee, their spirits broken. The soldiers erupt in cheers, praising your valor. You can rest until morning, ready to greet the reinforcements with the town already saved.
The magician returns to the deck, but now we only begin our stories of fate, folly, and magic. Do not think I'm satisfied with this, but at least we have a place to begin.
Seriously, dude, the app's still open. Thank you. Man-eating tree, gnomish exchange, lost boy, pauper plague, and Westwind Tavern.
As you play, you will find more options open to you. Should you find yourself blocked or overly challenged, take the time to explore the board. Unlocking cards will give you options you have not yet considered.
Mohammed Bakani, hello. I've got a recording going at the moment. I'm just going to stop it and start a new one, so if you're watching the stream, just give me 2 minutes. I forgot to do an outro. Crap. This is going to be a bit weird then for the people watching the stream. I'm going to start recording again, do an outro, stop the recording, start a new recording, and then do an intro for that video. Because I'm doing streams and recordings at the same time. So, 3 minutes. Thank you everyone very much for watching. This was MysticEye. I'm not going to ask you to like, I'm not going to ask you to subscribe, but I'm going to ask you to please comment down below and let me know what you thought. This was MysticEye. I'll be seeing you. Now I've just got to piece that onto the last video. Hope you're uncle.
Are you confused? Complete these challenges and we will be ready to face the usurper.
Shit. G'day lads, MysticEye here. I am back playing Hand of Fate 2. I'm picking up immediately where I left on the second game. So, please enjoy. On that one, that one. Jesus. Let's see what happens if you do that one, right? And might as well go for new ones. No exchange. Oh, break. Oh, I messed it up. And, got the axe, the fancy shield, the cool sword, and the ring, and the belly piece. No, you out. You in. And off we go.
You find yourself once again in the company of prayer and religion. How unfortunate. Now it begins. Negotiations on behalf of the Empire. We will see how that story ends.
Malaclips has somehow roped you into travelling deep into the far north of a diplomatic mission. While I usually refrain from working for the Empire, since this one takes me further away from it, I've made an exception. It'll square my debt with General Brandstrom. These are very weird names in this game. And help open many doors for you. What do you say? I'll go with you, I guess. Excellent! Bring your sword and let me do the talking, says Malaclips. I've given him a different voice every time I've spoken about him. I've bought plenty of supplies so we can set up camp when we are hungry. Thank you. collective shares a tidbit as you commence your journey. The High Priestess is quite partial to blessings. If you can prove yourself worthy, you'd have a better chance of swaying her in favour. That's nice. 6 blessings.
Be careful where one takes refuge, even in the worst of
Oh, come on.
storms.
Really? First freaking step. And I get... The climb becomes unbearable as a ferocious blizzard sweeps the mountains. You seek shelter in a cave and desperately fight off the onset of frostbite. When the howling winds ease, you clear the snow from the cave entrance to discover the dark grounds have passed.
Not every temple has crumbled into the dust, more's the pity.
In combat, boost life to 75 when life drops below 25. Then discard this guy. I'm still here, just trying to read the thing. Gain up to 20 gold at the beginning of a new map if you have less than 20 gold. If your max life is less than 150, you may discard food gain or equipment gain cards to receive plus 5 max life. True plus 15 lasts for every gold coin. Receive 4 food after every dice gambit. I'll go with this one. Screw you. Cool. Walking through a shaded forest, you encounter a frail old maiden. Oh, gold again. Thank you.
A lesson in caution awaits us all. Nature, truly wild nature, will not tolerate fury in its domain, unless it is its own.
High up on the mountain, you see the silhouette of a man approaching through the heavy snow. He bellows through the roaring wind. Who dares trespass in the sacred grounds of our priestess? Me, I do. Me. Hidden raiders spring down the mountain with the dexterity of mountain goats. Dexterity mountain goats. Please tell me one of the bandits' names is Billy.
Who dares venture? None less
Oh,
than
shut
the
up.
elite intelligence.
Ah, my face. That was my favourite place, and you put your head and you put a sword into it. That's extremely rude to it. Ouch. Oh, did it? The clash of steel rings out, echoing through the peaks. The mountains answer with a low, ominous rumble as a wall of light rushes towards the melee, sweeping away everything in its path. Oh yay. Replace you. Roll. Yay! You seek shelter against a bluff, pressing close to the face as the avalanche roars overhead. What's a bluff? When the trembling stomps, you are miraculously unscathed. Yippee! Your assailant weapon juts from the snow. As you near, you realize it is still clenched in his hand. He is already buried to the wrist by the avalanche. That sucks. Because I'm just that nice. You brave the cold and free the raider from his icy grave. It takes a moment to catch his breath and says, "You saved me, though we are enemies by blood. Take my blessing and lead me to my thoughts." Yeah, I still want your weapon. Can I have that though?
The mountain itself pushes you back.
A sudden blizzard slows your progress through Mountain Freitas. Cool. The bitter winds pierce your skin like shards of glass. Ascend.
Witches I will tolerate. They have at least stepped into the streams of power that magicians call home.
Okay. As you ascend the snowy Mount Freitas, you happen upon a cottage with pungent smoke wafting out of the chimney. A frail old lady sweeping snow off the path beckons you to come in. Come in search of the great high priestess to deliver an important message, says Malcolms. You'd better go bearing blessings if you want to get on the high priestess' good side. I'm fixing a batch right now, if you'd like a taste. If I've got it right this time, you can take it to her, she says, stirring the cauldron. Malcolms politely declines. I've been watching what I eat, but my poor companion here has an insatiable appetite, he says, nudging you forward. Malaclips, screw you. Don't think it matters, does it? Reach out any chance cost game. Okay. This was in the last game as well. This is one of my favourite ones. It's for the when the cards are sort of on the screen and they're shuffling back and forth, you've got to pick one out. That lets you choose again if you get a bad one. Okay.
In the cold, men become desperate. Women hold
Really?
these mountains together, even through the worst.
Yay! When the howling winds ease, you clear the snow from the cave entrance to discover the dark clouds have passed. Malaclips forges for firewood, saying, "This log is dry enough. I've done this already, so I'm just going to go ahead."
Will you push on, despite nature itself attempting to thwart you?
Wrong one. Apparently Ascension takes me to the next level, which I did not realize. So I've probably just missed a whole bunch of blessings. I've received word from my sister Hulk, and I've been expecting you. I may not be as skilled as her, but this blessing impression I've hooked up is my best yet. Do you think it's good enough to take on to the High Priestess, she says, blowing the stream of a simmering bowl of thick liquid? No. No! Redraw. Damn it. Last time I had Forget Me Not. So I'm gonna eat Daisy this time. Lovely. Hey. 5, 4, 3. That equals 12. Why is this saying 18? It's weird. Okay. He beckons Malaclips closer. Of those of us left, you should seek Ara of the Veil. She may know something of the cure. Last I heard, she's hiding out in the underneath.
Let us discover what the next chapter in our dear bard's tale will be.
Oh no, not her. Malaclips straightens his neck shawl nervously. Reese the Goblin Man giggles maniacally. Yes, her. She'll likely eat your bows before she lets you speak. Now, if you'll excuse me, I have a business to run. With that, Malicos' associate turns away and hails a bouquet at a shocked passerby. Flowers! Fresh flowers! Buy 'em or I'll eat your eyes. Charming fellow, ain't he?
The least of notice, the very lands beneath your feet can slide away. Life is filled with surprises.
No, Frost Trapper. Trapper of Frost. To get it right eventually. Berserker of Frost. Brain. Fueled with rage and determined to destroy, Berserker's weapons are imbued with ice that slows your enemy's movements and attacks. So it's their enemies and attacks, me.
Who dares venture? Numbers
Me.
to the
Ow. He missed. But I didn't. Ow. Ow. That was my favourite face. That was my other favourite face. He's dead. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Hey. That's clearly 4, so why am I getting 10? I'm so confused. Well, reroll you, I guess. I'm extremely confused. You seek shelter against the bluff, pressing close to the rock face as the avalanche rolls over. Blah 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 blah. Dig him out, get a blessing. Yada yada yada. All in a day's work.
Now the confrontation. Are you ready to face the priestess of her people
No, I am
and
not.
drive the deal the Empire has
I already said I'm not. You
requested?
can stop talking now.
Or will you turn and flee?
I've already fled. Yay. And the howling wind sings. Snow blows right on the mountain tonight, not a footprint to be seen. Kingdom of isolation. Market thief. This wanker again. This time they throw food at me. Hey! Hey, got it that time. Leap over the rolling apples and tackle the thief to the ground. Yeah, I got a few gold on mine as well. Okay.
I am torn between my loathing for gnomes and my despair that the world is becoming less strange and arcane as the Empire spreads.
Halt, vile humans! A voice calls out as a dozen small creatures leap from the trees around you. Takes a moment to realize they are gnomes, dirty, poorly armed gnomes. A few hold spears, but most have only a rock or sharpened stick. We seek arms to defend ourselves. I've got two. Which one do you want? No, piss off. Might as well give him something. I like my axe. Not piss off and keep my axe. Piss off. You refuse, and the gnomes attack a collection of sharp sticks and rocks fly in your direction. Come on fight them. The gnomes quickly retreat into the trees, peering at you from the shadows until you leave. You guys suck. Oh man, I'm missing 2 blooming blessings. Supposed to have 6. As you enter the great hall, the towering arched doors swing open with a heavy creak. A giantess in a velvet robe enters, accompanied by the raiders. At a close bows low to the ground. My companion and I have been sent forth to discuss the truth between the Empire and Northerners, milady. Crap.
You still have a chance to defeat this mission, even if imperfectly.
Oh, come on. I'm not liking my chances very much. I'm down way below half health. Now I've got to fight this bunch of wankers. Fierce, low, and relentless champion of the High Priestess. Berserk weapons are imbued with ice that
Why do you always end up enraging the locals?
Yeah, I think I'm gonna die. Boom! Alright, who threw that? You're welcome. There's another one. I thought they were dead. I was wrong. I was very clearly wrong. Me too. Hey, I won. No idea what that was. Even though you failed to bring me your offering, I'm impressed with how you wield your sword. Now hear my terms. The North will never bend to the Empire. Blood for blood for blood. Those are my terms. Small one. Let your leader hear it, and quick. It's a very unpleasant woman. Humble Hammer, Berserker's Creed, Extinguisher. Okay. Winter Solstice, Burning Building, Temple Prayers, and Photographer. Food, Warriors, Axe, Soldier Sword. Boom. Welcome missing mode to help matters. The Underneath. Frustrating the thief Merc's offer. A pickpocket. Did he teach me how to pickpocket? I don't want to be a thief. I'm a nice person then. I see my missions down here. Okay, so if they're gold, then it means that I've got the gold coin. If they're silver, that means they're blocked out. And these ones I still have an option to do. Okay, cool. It's getting a bit late. It's 1 o'clock in the morning, so I'm probably going to get in trouble. But thank you all very much for watching, especially everyone on the live stream. I'm not going to ask you to like, I'm not going to ask you to subscribe. I'm going to ask you to please comment down below, let me know what you thought. And yeah, I hope you had a good time. I did. It's a very fun game. I'm very happy with it. This is MysticEye. I'll be seeing you. Thank you everyone for joining me on air. I hope you had a good time.